You will learn how to apply a lightweight business plan to a SaaS. But why would you use a business plan on a SaaS? Well, a little planning ahead will save you a lot of money, time and energy. And we will be using the lean model canvas, which is very lightweight and very easy to set up, so it won't take you a lot of time. So let's get to it. But could you just click on that big, beautiful subscribe button for me? Thank you. Number 1, this section outlines the problem that your product is solving. Having multiple to-dos on multiple different devices is hard to synchronize. You have probably noticed that this is not a unique problem. And I like to go towards non-unique problems because that shows that there's a demand. Now, this is a way to ununique problem, like there's too many solutions. So I wouldn't suggest you to go in something that extreme. This is mainly just to illustrate the point of using the lean model canvas so that we can make our complete SaaS. So we go from start to end. We do have a twist on it that might actually make it a good product and a good business. So stick around and see for the end. And if it's not, then with this lean model canvas and our methodology, we have removed all the extraneous things, so we will be able to develop it really fast and scrap it if it's not worth it. Number 2, describe how your product or service will solve the problem. Share a text to do easily between devices with no BS, just using a URL. Number 3, key metrics. These are the key performance indicators that are important for your product. We have number of unique visitors, the amount of to-dos that have been created. Then we also have how many edits have been done and how many paying advertisers. This is our main interest, like how many paying advertisers we can have. And then we have number 5, paying users. But the paying users are not our initial focus point, so more on that later. Number 4, unique value proposition, or also known as UVP. Clearly state what makes your product unique and why it's solving the issue better than the alternatives. The solution is easier and simpler and stripping away all unnecessary BS. It is a simple link you send to yourself or others without any login, without any email, without nothing. It's just sharing something between devices. In this part, it's also good to mention your competitors. I've made here, for example, Google Notes. This is not really a to-do app, but it can be shared in the same way. Then we have something like pen and paper. So a lot of the problems that entrepreneurs usually make, they can be solved with pen and paper or other dumb tools. So you might consider what other dumb tools could be your competitor, and you might want to target that, or you might want to consider not making the product at all. Number 3, Todoist and a million others. I normally do a competitive analysis, especially using Alternative 2, DuckDuckGo, or even ChatGPT. You can find a lot of good alternatives using that and finding out who are your real competitors. Now, since this is a pet project, we're gonna keep it simple and we're just gonna continue. Number 5, channels. Outline the marketing channel and distributions that you can use to showcase your product. Since this is an unpaid app, we can't afford to spend money on Google Ads or other paid ads. Instead, we'll try with some different things. So number 1 is that we're gonna try with videos like this. This is actually marketing material. So welcome to the marketing material. Number 2 is we're gonna embed self-virality. What I mean with this is that this to-do list is one that can be shared with your friends or coworkers. Nice. So you have a URL, you share it, and so this way it should have some kind of self-virality.
Wow, I can't even pronounce that.
It's spreading organically when you already have a customer base. And number 3, Reddit. Reddit is very dangerous place to try to do marketing. You easily get banned. But what we're gonna try to do here is we're gonna make it free and without advertisement in the start, because these are the things that take a long time to build. And so we're gonna just make a small product and we're gonna see if people like it, and then afterwards we're gonna annoy them with ads and paid versions. Normally I would suggest you to have at least 5 really good marketing channels and spend a little bit more time on this part. This is such an important thing because right now there's so many solutions. You have to, from the start, think about the marketing. And even if you find something that might work, you also have to consider cost. Because let's say that you build the best thing in the world, but it costs you more money to onboard a person that you can earn from that customer. Now you don't have a worthwhile business. Number 6, customer segmentation. This is where you find what kind of customers that you have or potential users. We have number 1, free users that uses the app. Number 2, advertisers that advertise on the platform. And number 3, we will have free users that do not pay for the platform but uses that to do. Then we have advertisers. So these are our main focus points, but I'm also planning, if this is actually a success, to incorporate paid user. But this is something I'm gonna do later because this is gonna take a lot of time to implement. But paid users could have see their existing to-dos, be able to see their history, and also be able to delete or something like that. Maybe no advertisements for them. You might actually find a multitude of different customers, and this is a very important thing to experiment with. You might only have one customer in mind, but you might actually be able to find 3 or 4 different kinds of income streams from the existing clientele. Number 7, cost structure. So this is where you outline how are you gonna lose money, what are you spending the money on. Our costs are servers and domain, that's approximately $5 per month. Then we have video editing, which I say let's try with $200 in the start, just with some videos to showcase this here. My time making the videos, I'm gonna count that as 0. Normally you shouldn't do that. Number 4, support to check if some of the to-dos are problematic. So let's say we get a report that there's some weird thing on this to-do. We want to be able to remove that. And number 5, other marketing expenses. So you can see here that this is not only the cost of the server, but you have to also calculate your own time and other costs such as support or marketing, etc. So this is very important that you balance the revenue and the cost and you figure out that this is actually a worthwhile business. Number 8, revenue streams. So here we just define what are the revenue streams that we potentially could have. We have number 1, and this is our primary, advertisers. Advertisers can give between $50 and $500 per 50K visits. So that should be in reasonable reach. And this is according to our ChatGPT overlords. Number 2 is paying users, but we're not gonna do this in the start because this is more cumbersome to implement. We're first gonna see actually if we're gonna get our users. So I took a very measured approach. I said we have $7 per year and we have a 1% conversion. That means that with 50,000, we would have around $291 per month in income with this. That means we will in total get between 351 and 791. This is a lot of guesstimates. We have no idea if this is gonna work. Most likely, I don't think it's gonna work, but we're gonna try to implement this really fast and see how it's gonna work out. And then we can start later adding the revenue streams. Number 9, unfair advantages. Identify the advantages that are unfair for your business that makes it unique in the marketplace. Number 1, I do have an audience on Twitter and YouTube, so there is a chance that we can get some cheap traffic from this source. Number 2, I can have it on a very small server, and so fast it can run for $5 a month. So if it's not a success, if it starts earning $1 a month, it doesn't matter. I can keep it until it blows up, or I can just keep it until it will be killed. Number 3, it's not only a to-do app, it also has a possibility of sharing. So that means that it might have some shareability and that will be able to give us some extra users. These are very low-hanging fruits for unfair advantages. And this is a place where you might consider might consider want to not do this project. Now, this is a project that is illustrative, so I'm gonna continue anyway, but if it was a real project, I would definitely not do this here as a commercial product. All right, that was a big one. So next one will be a lot more interesting, and it will be about how to find a good domain, especially in this new jungle where there's so many domains that have been taken over by domain sharks. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Virality. Virality?